Welcome to today's No Gym, No Problem. This is one of my favorites. Who am I? I'm Coach Brian Perron. I've actually been a health coach for 20 years now. I had an exercise nutrition degree and back in '04 as a personal trainer for many years. I coached and taught group exercise classes. I've owned gyms, and I've been doing remote nutrition health coaching for the last decade. Exercise is my bread and butter. That's how I earned a living for about 12, 13, 15 years or so, just from exercise. Telling people to do squats and push-ups and all. Let's jump in today. On our conversation here, we're going to go over exercise guidelines, setting you up for success, build your own workout, and then yes, I am going to ask for some crowd participation. We want some movement out of you. We'll do some movement, stretches, and activities at the end. Just get the blood flowing here. Now the chat box is open, alive. Please engage if you have questions. I love engaging. All right, exercise guidelines. Let's take it away. Weekly guidelines. These are basic guidelines that USA has for us, and it's just really good to adhere to these regularly throughout the week. Option number one, we have 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity. Right? We have 2 days of working out major muscle movements for strength activities. What is moderate aerobic activity? That's going to be walking, biking, hiking, playing in the water with your family. It's going to be just activity where your heart rate's not getting up too high. Maybe for most people, if it gets up to say 130 beats per minute, then that would be an appropriate amount to classify that. As soon as we get up to 150 or more, especially depending on age, that then puts us into option two. Going to the 2 days of working all major muscle groups for strength activity. I call this muscle building activities for my clients. This allows you to be able to build some muscle, keep your strength. I'm 42, I have 4 kids. They keep me young at heart, but as I continue to age here, Mother Nature, Father Time are going to be working against my body. And you are increasingly likely to be losing muscle mass every year after age 40. It really sucks for easiest way to say it. Doing strength training, doing things that keep your body strong and exercise. It could totally be go lift weights at the gym, a personal trainer, boot camp class, those type of activities. It could just be very active in your day-to-day life, carrying things, moving things. Most of us don't do those type of activities. All right. Option number 2 is 75 minutes of vigorous activity throughout the week. This is where your heart rate's going to get up. Think of a spinning class, getting outside and riding up trails or hills, running, doing activities, step classes, dance classes, things that get the heart rate going. And again, 2 days of working all major muscle groups and building strength into this. Last is some equivalent of each of those spread out. As humans, most people love variety and doing different things. Having some workout classes you go to in the week, or on the weekends maybe you go out for a long hike. My wife and I walk the dog pretty regularly throughout the week. This allows for me to get some of those varied movement patterns. Some are longer in duration, some are shorter. If I'm jumping trampoline with my kids for 15, 20 minutes, that could definitely quantify as getting some movement in. It definitely adds to my steps. I'm a big step tracker guy and a coach. I'm always ask people if they get their 10K steps. And then, of course, for me, I do more than 2. I do a fair amount, 4 to 5, sometimes strength trainings in a week to keep my muscles and to keep my physique. Next up is let's define these a little bit more accurately with aerobic activity. moderate intensity, heart rate raises noticeably, but you can maintain conversation just like this. Say we're out jogging and you and I are having a conversation, that would be more moderate. Whereas we're out running and I'm trying to keep up with you or vice versa, and we can't really talk continuously, that's going to be a more vigorous intensity. Examples are going to be brisk walking, gardening, recreational sports, pickleball, unless it's really high contest competition with the pickleball champ of the court or something. I mean, it's game on. We've got vigorous activities, running, sprinting, cycling, going uphill. Anytime humans go uphill, heart rate goes up, breath goes shorter breaths. The easiest way to quantify your max heart rate is 220 minus your age. You do one of these guys here. You could do one of these here for 10 to 30 seconds and count. And then you just do simple multiplying by 6 or by 2. That'll give you your max. That'll give you your heart rate now, or whenever you're in that activity. You could get a heart rate monitor. I wouldn't necessarily rely on a step tracker to do the heart rate for you. I definitely don't believe it. Mine is loose. It's on the top part of my wrist, whereas if I were to pulse check, it's on the bottom. Certainly I could flip it around here, but I'm not putting a lot of weight per se in how many calories are burned or what my average heart rate was. This is not the right device. Maybe an Apple Watch might be a little more accurate. A Garmin, sure, but again, I'm not holding my breath on this stuff. But get a heart rate monitor. I've used those in the past running for sure, and that'll help. 220 minus your age, I'm 42. What is that? 82, is that? No, that's not the right math. Goodness, 78. 78 would be my theoretical max heart rate, depending on how conditioned I was and have been over the last 5 to 10 years. That heart rate range could actually be higher. So if you are conditioned, then you can definitely have a higher heart rate and be able to push. Then you go about 60, maybe 70% or lower, falls into that moderate intensity. And then over 70% would be more in the vigorous side of this. Now, what is muscle strengthening activity? Also known as, of course, resistance training, strength training. Could be kettlebell class, dumbbell class, boot camps, CrossFit, personal training. All those, you use dumbbells, free weights, bands, body weight, machines, barbells. There's so many different utilities, cables that you're able to use for external resistance to challenge the muscles and promote that adaptation and growth. The key determiner here is progressive overload. That's the primary way that you're going to build muscle. You can lift more weight. Say you do 10 pounds 10 times this strength training session. The next time you do 12 pounds for 10 times. That's progressive overload. So you went from 100, 10 times 10 is 100 pounds lifted, to 10 times 12 is 120 pounds lifted. That's progressive overload. Or you could do 2 extra reps of the 10. You do 12 reps of 10 pounds. That gives you 120 pounds of total lifting. That's another way to do it. You can add more reps, more weight. To do that, of course, always have to say this is don't get hurt, okay? Don't overdo it. Don't be sore for 4 days in a row. You get no brownie points from me if I were your coach or anyone else, especially your spouse. Oh, great. John just got done back from the gym. He did all the squats in one go that he should have been doing all month. And now he's useless to me and can't do anything except sit on the couch and moan and groan about how sore he is, right? That could be something that we might hear. we go back to exactly what we're focused on, whether it's more reps or more weight. I will always encourage any client I ever work with to lift more weights. And a simple fact of you can never be too strong. If you come back and say a lady in here can bench press 200 pounds, okay, very good job. You definitely are very strong there, and we probably don't need to lift any heavier. But in this situation, do I add more weights or more reps? Well, the purpose of adding more weights is to build more strength in the body. You want to be functional. You want to be capable of doing daily activities of daily living. And that would be going to be things like picking up my dog food out of the car and carrying it up the deck stairs or the stairs to get it to the bedroom. Right? If you're not strong enough, then you have to have someone else do it. Or even worse, open the bag in the car, empty it into smaller containers, and take each container up, and that's just a lot more work and time. The purpose of more reps is to increase your endurance, your volume, your ability to move longer. So you want to vary both of those. Advantages of the more weights: we have greater adaptations with hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is muscle growth. Your muscles are more efficient at doing work. Proper form is super important no matter which way you're going at it. Anytime that you're working out, you want to use proper form. A great example is Levi. He's my oldest. He's a freshman in high school. I have 3 others in middle school, 3 boys and a girl. Levi's into lifting weights now, and he wants to do a max rep squat. Well, I've been in personal training and a gym owner for so long, and I had him do very lightweight. And he starts to squat. It's like, Levi, no. Sorry, man, this is not it. We are not even remotely close to a 1 rep max. I don't care how excited you are to do it. You aren't doing it very well. Your knees moving in and out, your low back is rounding, you're not going to the proper depth. I'm sorry, you just don't look very good. And I video recorded him to show him what he was doing so he can have body awareness to help start improving. In time, we will get him up there. I just told him, right now you can squat with 2 10s on the side, but nothing more. We're working repetition, proper form. You'll get strong. You want to be very strong by the time you're 25, you're 15. You're fine. Now, tip with more weight, of course, we want to increase form. A focus on form, of course, but most importantly, just small increments of weights, 2.5, 5-pound increments, or maybe 1 or 2 more reps to do that. On the more rep side, just getting more reps, more volume, help improve your cardiovascular fitness, your body's ability to handle its own health. There's reduction in risk of cardiovascular health and just making training more fun because you can go longer. Things to consider: progression can be more gradual. If you're doing 15 to 20 reps, you might not get as strong as fast as doing 5 to 10. General ideas to get started: 2 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Cool. Some upper body movements, some exercises for the lower body work just fine. Doing chest, back, shoulder, and 2 legs exercises. That would be 5 exercises. You do 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12. Wonderful way to get into the gym and get going again. You do 8s on the heavier end of things and 12s on the lighter end. And when we're signaling here, if you do 8 reps, that means it's getting pretty challenging. Or if on the other side, 12 reps, okay, maybe I should consider moving up 5 more pounds. Let's talk and shift a little bit to your body in and of itself, balance, flexibility, and mobility. Ability to control and stabilize your body's position 2 to 3 times a week. Think of doing yoga could incorporate all of these things, or just doing exercises will definitely help balance, but also standing on one foot, as I'm doing right now, can help with balance. To see if I can get through this whole slide just balancing on my left foot. I think I can. Flexibility, I like to say that flexibility is increasing the length of your muscle tissues, of your joints, your joints don't lengthen, tendons and ligaments, to help get them longer and be more open and can bend. You'd want to do this most days of the week. Being able to touch your toes is a really good way to go about life. Now, mobility is opening range of motion in your joints, meaning we get more out of the muscles, the joints, the tendons, the ligaments. The easy example here is going to be yawning. So, and then when I come back, I feel a lot better. I feel more open. That is an excellent way to think about mobility. Same thing as doing yoga. Do 10 minutes of yoga, you're going to be significantly more mobile. You're going through ranges of motion to open up your joints in a way that allows you to be more ultimately flexible. You can bend over and touch your toes. All right, coming off my left foot, I was able to balance. We do want to do this. I can't tell you how many times people start doing more steps, not increasing their flexibility or mobility, and all of a sudden my ankle hurts, or my knees tender, or my quads feel tight. Yeah, you've been sitting for a long time, much longer than you've been trying to move in the last week. If you're moving more, you need to actually stretch more. The last example, the best one that I love, is when my marathon runners say, hey, I'm going to go run 20 miles today. And then I ask, and how long are you going to stretch? 2 minutes, right? And just kind of swing my legs and touch my toes and off I go. Well, maybe we want to do a little bit more on the front end and the back end to make sure your body's staying loose and pliable, not stiffening up. Ways to make modifications: reducing range of motion, number of reps, and the weight could go down. Speed, contractile force can go slower. The impact of how sudden you move, a jump, it can have a lot more impact. So if you can't jump, then you might just do pulses or something similar to modify. Different surfaces create different challenges. Walk on the road versus walk on a trail. There you go. Things to pay attention to, of course, discomfort feels annoying, uneasy, or like a challenge. Yeah, you might, depending on where you're at, you might need to lean into discomfort a bit. Just making sure you're doing an appropriate amount, not too much. The other thing is pain. Feels intense or sudden, localized, maybe coupled with swelling or bruising. Yeah, we don't want to do that. If there's pain, no dice. No. Let's not create pain in the body. How do we set you up for success? Moving your body more. Of course. What is your why? Think pretty hard. What is important to you? Why is it important to you that you move your body more, that you take care of it more, that you take care of your health, your physique, your muscles, your body weight? Well, here's a number of different reasons why. More energy, promote better sleep. Of course, the more tired you are. Jeff Esler is a classic example. Ryan, I was talking to him on the phone. Ryan, I think I found a cure to my insomnia. Oh yeah, what was that? 15,000 steps. Prior to us working, he was doing like 3 to 5. Not a lot by any means. And over the course of time, he got up there to quite a number of steps, and he was tired when he got to bed, and then he slept better, which is good. Because most people are mentally tired but not physically tired. Okay, they sit all day. They don't have many steps. Cognitive function strong, longer, healthier lifestyle, support positive body image and confidence. Who doesn't like to feel good in their clothing? Who doesn't love to put on their skinny jeans? Who doesn't love to see the reflection in the mirror like, hey, they look pretty good? That enhances mental health. And then lastly is improved physical health. Tiny. We start small. We don't have to go big. We just have to get enough in. Do more than you did last week is a popular phrase that I say. People overdo it and they totally get undone. There are no initial thresholds of where you start. You just have to get going. With any and everything here, that's literally what it is. Exercise at a level that's comfortable for your body. It's manageable intensity and duration. You get some support there if you need to in a group class or a personal trainer or with a friend. Avoid pushing yourself too hard so you don't burn out or get injured. Having that social support, as I just mentioned, having your friends or neighbors or people that support activity. Don't just tell everybody. No, not everybody really cares at the water cooler here at work if you're being more active or not. Sure, you can talk it in passing, but it shouldn't be the only thing. Sometimes people, when they're excited about getting their exercise going on or nutrition, and they start talking, right? Oh, I'm doing this diet, I'm doing that, and just like, I'm just going to avoid them for the next 3 weeks, and then they'll be done. And knock this stuff out. Now, for anything I'm doing, it's very much lifestyle based. We're looking for long-term sustainable progress and success. Just like a meeting, you have to schedule it. We have to look at what commitments are in your day. Make sure that it is ironed in there. Etch it in stone in a sense so that you actually do it. You actually show up. That's really important. So, let's chat real quick here. What exercise modality is your favorite? What do you like doing? As we get a couple people here, I'd love hit the chat box right now. Oh, there we go. So walking and hiking, yes, I walked with my wife and my dog this morning. Huga is his name. He's a 120-pound Newfoundland. We go on hikes with the family. I jump trampoline with my kids. Someone else they get their 5K run on after work. We've got yoga. We got another one meets their friend at the gym. I love that. I do that too. Chris is my buddy's name. He comes over to my gym in my backyard, and I almost did this out there today, but it was just a little cold. It's literally outside. It's about 50 or so. If it's like 60, then I would have done it. But we got another guy. We got boot camps. Love it. I used to own a CrossFit gym, and that community really brought people in. So thank you there. What do you find most challenging part when planning the workouts? Yeah, I hear things, and maybe you can agree with me. Hitting the play button, getting up off the couch, changing my clothes, scheduling in my day, not letting something interrupt me. Right? Those are just 5 off the top. Time and motivation. I will say this to you and all. Motivation is the worst reason to lean on to get you activated in a sense. All of you, there's 26 of you that are on this, are not motivated to get up and show up to work on time every single day, right? Maybe 1 or 2 of you are, but not the whole collective, right? You do it because you agreed that you'd show up at this time and do the thing that they asked you to do in the timely manner of the time that you're at work. That's why you go to work. We don't want to rely on motivation. We want to rely on, this is important to me, this is good for me, this moves me toward my health goals, and we focus on that. Because then, as you start looking better, feeling better, that builds that internal motivation thing. That's where Brian shows up oftentimes. People say, hey, I don't know how to get started, or I don't have the motivation to do it, or I'm not sure why I should be taking care of myself, even though I have type 2 diabetes, things like that. So we want to push through those things to get into the state of a lifestyle that focuses on taking care of yourself. All right, build your workout. So anywhere can be a gym. You can replace common equipment, just basic things like squats, push-ups. If you can do a pull-up, that's great. Instead of dumbbells, we can use cans of various things that are heavy around your house. Instead of sliders, we can use towels, rag. These are cool to do reverse lunges with. Kettlebells, we can find other milk jugs or something to swing, a yoga mat, a beach towel, yoga blocks, stack of books. These are all obvious shifts here. We have a thing called a parkours. That's where they have these exercise stations outdoors along a trail. So definitely, I've done so many workouts at the playground when my kids play. We do want to warm up 5 to 10 minutes and start with a light cardio activity. We want to get some dynamic stretching in. Think of not just bending over your touching toes, but doing through sun salutation for yoga or something. We're moving in and out of range of motion to open up the muscles and joints that we're going to do. We obviously want to focus on form. And here, take a picture of this or screenshot. Building a cardio workout, 5 to 10 minutes, light warm up, 30 or 45 minutes depending on intensity of the main portion. And then we end with 5 minutes. Pretty obvious there. And then some stretching afterwards. If we're going to do a strength training, we're going to do 5 to 10 minutes of stretching. Main workouts, we focus on compound big muscle movements, squats, deadlifts, presses. Then we can go to the smaller muscle groups like bicep curls or triceps. We do 3 sets of 10 of the big stuff, 3 sets of 10 of the smaller stuff. And then we finish with some core and then walking or light aerobic activity. The component fit, frequency, intensity, time, and type. These are ways that you can play with to create variety around what activity that you want to do. And of course, we have to cool down. That's really important. We walk for 5 minutes. We want to bring the heart rate back down to normal and not just run, stop. Your blood is just going to pool in different weird areas of the body and cause potential problems or lightheadedness. So we bring down the body's ability to stretch. Now, we only have 2 minutes left, so we're not really going to move here as I talk too much and I want to get you out on time. So split squats, this is basically lunges type activity. We can go up and down with those. We've got standing kickbacks. This is if you have a band. You could do it without a band. Just kick your leg up and back. That gets your glutes. This would be a great one if you've been sitting all day. We have calf raises or step ups. You go to the stairwell and can do these to just get your legs moving. The age-old classic push-up. That's always fun to do. We have, again, another age-old classic sit-up. Push-up, sit-up, squats could be a very easy workout for you to do. Because we're wrapping up here and we're almost out of time, we're going to jump to the conclusion here. The gym is a really great place to work out, but it doesn't have to necessarily be the place for you. There's so many opportunities for you to exercise and take action, which is what you need to do, period. Walk at lunch, walk right after lunch, walk before lunch, go to the gym at various times of the day, do it with people. Really fun. Maximize the opportunities. Exercising is accessible to everyone. It can be free, very cheap, and accessible. So I want to thank you. 12:30 here on the dot and get you guys moving on with your day. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope that you take some action today. It's March. The weather's getting warm. Go out and do something with yourself. Start paying attention to the steps at the very least. I will assure you, my clients have wild success around just doing 10K, practicing portion control and picking better food choices and drinking water. It can be that simple to take better care of yourself. So thank you so much today. I hope you're inspired, encouraged, and motivated to take some action. There's our website as well that you can send a link to. So appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.